This is Dee at Natural Weight. I have solved my problem of wheat bread not coming in plastic. I have got a simple recipe, and we'll do that another day. Today I'm going to take this wheat bread that I made, and I'm going to take a couple of slices, and I'm going to make some French toast with my fresh wheat bread. I just made it last night. This is some really tender bread, and it's very delicious and very easy to make. I made it in my iron skillet. The texture of it is absolutely wonderful. The flavor of it is just great. I'm going to make two pieces. I have my skillet here. I'm seasoning it with a rosemary olive oil that I made about a week ago. And I'm just going to rub that rosemary olive oil around in my little iron skillet. Boy, that smells delicious. Let's see here. We're going to crank this baby up about halfway, a medium heat. And then I have my bowl ready to go. I have some cinnamon already in the bottom of my bowl. I'm going to choose one of these small farm eggs. I get these at the farmer's market, and they generally come in different sizes, so that gives me some variety if I have something that's not going to require much egg like this. And I just break my egg in there, and then scramble my egg in the cinnamon. You can add a little bit of milk if you want to stretch it a little further, have a little lighter egg. I want a lot of fluffy in my egg, so I'm really going to get it going. There you go. Now, I don't like salt and pepper on my French toast, but some people may want to add a little salt and pepper in there. Alright, and I'm going to top it with honey when it's done. I'm going to keep my fork handy. I've got a little bit of butter. Unsalted butter is always my preference. And I'm going to take a little bit of this butter and put it in here to cook my French toast in. There we go. Just scooch that around a little bit. I do believe these whole foods are better for you. There's a lot of negative press because diet foods sell billions of dollars, but as far as health is concerned, real butter, whole milk, I do prefer the unsalted butter. Alright, we are ready to go here. I'm going to dip my first piece in my cinnamon egg and flip it over. And then I'm going to drop it in the butter. I like to soak a little bit of the egg. I don't try to rush this process too much. And then we're going to, oops, my bread's falling apart. Well, this is my first experiment with this homemade wheat bread. Okay. There we go. Let me flip that over. I did notice that I could have cooked my wheat bread about 5 minutes longer, but it's just fantastic. The flavor, the texture, every bit of it. So long commercial bread for me. That's all I need. And then I'm going to save that little bit of egg, and when I flip these over, I don't want to get my bread wet. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get it out of the way. And I keep that covered with parchment paper, and actually what I've been using is parchment paper and the lid off of a bigger pot. And that seems to keep it fresh. It doesn't last very long around here. Okay, this is just going. And generally, when you get one side cooked, you can just turn the fire off, and that'll take care of the cooking of the other side of it. You just want to cook the egg and toast the bread. You don't really want to do a whole lot more than that. And you can see it's just cooking just perfect. I don't believe in cooking in real hot. All that frying, searing. I mean, if you're searing meat, that's one thing, but to cook at a high heat, I think you destroy too much of the natural goodness that's in the foods. So a nice, like I said, I started with a medium-high heat. When I flip these over, I'm going to turn that fire off as soon as I think they're done on one side, and I'll get them flipped. And then I'm going to add the rest of that egg in there. I better use a flipper dipper since this bread is so sensitive. It's fine with me. I like sensitive bread. Oh, that's beautiful. And, oh yeah, that looks fantastic. I think I'd like just a little bit of, and turn the fire off, otherwise it's going to be way too hot. Alright, nope, they're sliding just fine. There's enough butter left in there to get them going. Now, I'm just going to put the rest of this egg on top of them. Actually, I'm going to pour it around them and let it just cook with them. There we go. That will finish up just fine. Also, you know, one thing they don't show you on a lot of these cooking shows is if you rinse your dishes out as soon as you're done with them, you don't have an issue as far as when it comes time to clean up after your cooking extravaganzas. So we're just going to let that do its own thing, and it should finish up. You see that egg is all cooking up, and then I'm going to have the egg and the toast. And I think I'm going to put me a little bit of this celery leaf on here. I like celery. It alkalizes the body. And then I'm going to cover it with honey for sweetness. So, should be delicious. Okay, I say we are ready to plate. Plate right here. I'm going to take one of these out. Actually, I'm going to try and take the whole thing out all at one time. That'd be fantastic. Alright, see what I did there? Okay, now, see that looks just beautiful. Now I'm going to coat that with honey and let that honey soak down in there. This is fresh honey I get from the farmer's market, local, so that it helps me with my allergies, which ever since I started doing bee products, I don't have allergies anymore. The bee pollen took care of that for me several years ago, and I was really plagued with allergies very, very bad. I would be in bed for a week when my allergies would attack me. Okay, I'm going to keep that as my knife so I can cut. I'm going to put my honey back, and I'm going to show you real quick how quick this cleanup is. As far as the skillet is concerned, clean towel, see what we got here? We're just going to run it through there. And iron skillets, you want to leave them seasoned. So there it is. There's my breakfast. I'm going to squeeze some fresh orange juice from the oranges off of my trees. We're all done with the cleanup. We're all done with the cooking. It doesn't get much simpler than that. And I have to wash that with soap just because it had egg product on it. But we'll put it in here with the rest of this and get her done. Diet Natural Weight, helping you live a healthier life.